Hi everybody, and welcome to a brand new working week here on TNT. Today we're talking about banking, specifically over the weekend, a situation that's blown up with Thai people having their bank accounts frozen. Now this is somewhat related to the situation with foreigners' bank accounts over the past couple of months. I'll have a bit to say about that at the end of this, but let's get into the story. We'll go to Bangkok Post. And the Department of Economy and Security urges calm amid locked bank accounts. And some of the stories over the weekend, more bank accounts may be frozen, quoting the Bank of Thailand, Nation Thailand, the BOT and the NCSD and banks hold urgent talks yesterday to ease bank account freeze measures. Thai PBS World Central Bank seeks fix to wrongful freezing of accounts. WebPro News, Thailand freezes 3 million bank accounts in anti-scam drive, hits businesses hard. So a major hit on ties with bank accounts. Let's see if we can understand what's going on. The DES ministry has opened a special war room to address complaints over frozen bank accounts with their funds locked due to suspected links with so-called Mule accounts. And the move came after the Bank of Thailand, commercial banks and law enforcement agencies held urgent talks yesterday. And further down, their Mule accounts are often opened by unknowing parties to receive transfers from victims of financial fraud. So again, a lot of this involving the scam centres and this crackdown, trying to stop the proliferation of scam centres and the opportunities for them to operate, often using things like Thai bank accounts, unwitting people with their bank accounts, even using the internet and the power for some of those scam centres located right on the border of Thailand. But the DES saying these are not full seizures but temporary suspensions of suspect funds pending verification. And he said this is not an account freeze in the strict legal sense, but a temporary suspension of certain amounts of money suspected to be tied to Mule accounts. Other balances and transactions remain usable. A similar situation with foreigners who have been called in for more identification or had their accounts temporarily frozen while they try and find out if there are any connections to these Mule accounts. It's basically a crackdown on all bank accounts in Thailand. And just checking exactly what a Mule account is, they say it's a bank or financial account used to receive, transfer or launder illegal funds, often without the account holder's knowledge or with their unwitting complicity. It says criminals use these accounts as part of fraud schemes to hide the origins of stolen or laundered money. And individuals can become money mules through deceptive job offers, phishing or other scams, leading to legal penalties, difficulty in opening future accounts and damage to their financial reputation. I suppose the main takeaway from this, even though it's been extremely inconvenient to a lot of people, is that the Thai banks are really doing their job, trying to make sure your money and everybody else's money here in Thailand is secure. The Permanent Secretary said, "We urge the public not to panic. The suspension is only temporary and will be lifted once checks confirm no wrongdoings." And a commercial bank can suspend suspect funds for up to 3 days. Police can extend that to 7 days. And if no evidence is found, then the frozen amount is released and returned to the account. It could lead to this. Some affected people reported negative balances after funds were deducted. Mr. Wisit said this occurred in cases where an account had insufficient funds compared to earlier amounts flagged as linked to Mule transactions, creating a temporary deficit. The Bank of Thailand, Thai Bankers Association, Cybercrime Investigation Bureau and the AMLO agreed to set up a war room. The unit will examine cases in detail and separate innocent victims from those knowingly involved in criminal activities. How are they doing that? Well, criteria include reviewing money transfer routes, transaction patterns, and whether account usage matched the owner's regular financial behaviour. And they say the review can be completed within minutes once the facts are clear. And this paragraph's important, quoting the Cybercrime Investigation Bureau Commissioner, "Scammers previously relied on Mule accounts, but now often purchase goods from legitimate sellers, then resell them for cash. Classic money laundering. Culprits now are using this more sophisticated method, which leaves innocent people trapped in money laundering cases." And they've deployed additional officers to handle complaints, speed up the unfreezing process. Victims are advised to contact their local police stations or call the hotlines 1441 and 095 425 7478. So, bottom line to all this, if you are having any problems with your bank account, there's no need to stress out. The first thing you need to do is either call those hotlines or toddle down to your local bank with every single piece of ID that you've got and see if you can get it sorted out. Now, if you go down there in the next couple of days, there's probably going to be quite a few Thais there as well. You're going to need to leave a couple of hours aside to get through this process. Often these days they have additional ID that they need to basically protect your bank account. Some of that involves face scanning these days. I know when I transfer money from one account to another, large amounts of money, usually things, and you can preset these. If it's over 50 or 100,000 baht, for example, then you may have to do a face scan as part of that payment. So they'll scan your face at the bank, and that can take 5 minutes, blinking your eyes and looking left and right. And it's all part of this modern process to further guarantee the security of your funds and the funds of other people who use the banking system in Thailand. I think the other problem is that if you opened your account not where you're living now, it can cause additional inconvenience where you have to go back to where you opened that original account and go through this identification process. So let's get through this as quickly as we can. I understand there are plenty of YouTubers trying to make a lot more out of this than there actually is, but it is, at the end of the day, a crackdown on these scammed gangs, on these scam centres, on these online scams in Thailand and around the border areas. And the sooner we can clear this mess out, the better for everybody. So good luck with that. I look forward to your comments. I'm very sorry if you've had problems with your bank accounts. I'm very happy to say that with my 3 bank accounts, I haven't had any problems yet. And let's hope, if that's been your situation, that it continues to be that way. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.